Hello viewers, welcome to another edition of the program In Our World. This program is going to focus and discuss on the impact of political godfatherisms on the Nigerian democracy. I'm here with Dr. Umar Ibrahim Kani in the studio. Doctor, on behalf of our viewers, I would like to say welcome. Please, Doctor, can you define or explain godfatherisms and democracy to our viewers?
When we talk of, or when we say godfatherism, I think it's a combination of two different words. That is God and Father. Although in philosophy you have a different perception or different perspective of the term God, so many people, they detest using it. However, if you take it maybe as in the conventional usage, when you say somebody is a godfather, it's like you are trying to see that person as somebody that is influential, that can do and undo, that can influence your decision, or that can make you and can unmake you. So godfatherism, is an old construct. It has been in place for quite a number of years, but I think it's more popular in Nigeria because in some other countries probably they use another term for it. But I think the meaning is the same, or the impact of the construct is the same. And in Nigerian politics, it is there, and people have been saying it. I've been saying it, although I'm not a politician, but I've been hearing it from politicians and from other adherents of different political parties and movements. And they have been talking about this godfatherism, and I believe it's there based on certain things that we see regularly or on daily basis. So if you say it is something new, I cannot say yes or no. I cannot deny. But I think the term is there, the concept is there, and it has been reigning in our politics, and it has been making great impact. It could be positive, it could be negative. There could be different examples. Maybe in some other places in Nigeria, probably here in the northern part or in the southern part, or if you take Nigeria as a whole, you can see so many instances, or we can cite example with some instances where we can suspect or we can claim that godfatherism made an impact, or godfatherism made somebody to be in a position or remove that particular person from a particular position. So it has been there. Actually, it's not anything in Nigerian politics. Democracy, the way they define it or the way they describe it, they say it's a kind of government that is elected or that is chosen, that is brought by people, that has a full legitimacy, that the people or the population, the citizens of a particular country or a particular constituency, choose their leaders through a democratic way, most popularly, through election. So if you are talking of democracy, it comes mostly with politics, and it's a government that is seemingly, or that is ideally, there for people, serving the interest of people, and within the ambits of law, without going extra mile or without any excess from the leaders or from the kingmakers, the power brokers or what have you. So Nigeria, we can say we have been in democracy since 1999, although there are so many cases that could be used maybe to negate or to deny the existence of true democracy in Nigeria. But however, we can say, yeah, it's truly democracy. We're in Africa, so we cannot expect our leaders, or we cannot expect our democracy to reign or to be as perfect as we hear or we see or we perceive, or we listen from the media, as it happens in some other countries. So there is no problem. We say that we are in democracy in Nigeria for about 20 years, 21 years now, and some things are changing, and we have been saying changes. In some ways we can see positive changes, and some other areas we see negative changes. And gradually it's like we are growing, because the perception of people towards democracy, towards politics, towards leaders and everything is changing maybe by the day, and probably due to some certain antecedents. So I think the democracy is growing in Nigeria, and probably in a very near future we'll have a very mature democracy in Nigeria. We hope so, actually.
Okay, Doctor, is there any relationship between the Nigerian democracy and godfatherisms?
Yes, you cannot deny this. I'm saying my own view, although I said I'm not a politician, but from what I know or from what I've been seeing, there is no way I think you can divorce godfatherism from Nigerian politics, because the system of Nigerian politics is designed in such a way that somebody as a candidate must be fielded or must be produced by a political party, isn't it? He has to be produced by a political party, since I think there is no neutral, or there is no, independent candidates in Nigerian system of politics or in Nigerian system of democracy. Therefore, if you are thinking of somebody now to come on his own without the backing or without being under any platform of any political party, I don't think that is going to be possible. Therefore, if this political party must produce somebody, political party, there is no creation called political party. Every political party you see is a group of people with the same ideology that form it, isn't it? So in that case, those people that are the power brokers or are the kingmakers, or those people that have stake, first-hand stake in the political party, must be somebody must be in their good book before they could produce him. Therefore, godfatherism, I don't think can be taken out from or cannot be ruled out in Nigerian democracy, because everybody you see fielded as a candidate for whatever position, there must be some people behind him, and it depends. Those people could be high influential and could be otherwise. And if they're high influential, they probably they're his godfathers. But the problem is that what many people think or assume or say about godfatherism in Nigeria is that somebody will sponsor a candidate, and after sponsoring another party, maybe when he claims the position he wants, maybe when he become elected, or maybe when he occupies the seat he's willing or he has been clamoring to get, at the end of the day, that person must settle him, and he will be settled maybe in cash or in kind, through contract, through this, and that's what they call. Or maybe he will protect his interest, maybe his business interest, his religious interest, his tribal, or some other sentiment, and that person must protect those interests. And in that case, then we say yes, godfatherism, is directly in Nigerian politics. And not only that, that's why you see somebody in a particular position, and after some time, maybe when he is seeking for re-election or something like that, some people will say, no, he's not in our good books, or he has not been nice to us, or he has not been complying, or he has not been cooperating, or has been. It means the godfathers are not satisfied with his own service or with his compensation of their hard work or of their labor of producing him. So in that case, you can say that the godfatherism in Nigeria could have positive or negative impact, because if we are lucky to have very good godfathers that produce a particular person or that produce a leader, you may say, okay, these people will make that particular person to do what is in the good interest of the people he is leading or is ruling or he is representing. But you have bad godfathers, obviously whatever that particular leader will do must be centered toward their own interest. And this is the problem we are having, and this is the problem we have been hearing, and Nigerians are talking about it. But we hope, as we say, Nigerian democracy is growing, and one day, maybe very soon, it will mature, and when it matures, then this issue of godfatherism, I think, will either be subsided or eliminated completely. But I don't think it's going to be eliminated as long as we are going with a political party system that one cannot contest any position and get it without being an adherent or a follower or a member of a particular political party.
Doctor, how does the political godfatherism affect Nigerian politics?
Well, you see, the problem is, it all depends on the perspective from which somebody looks at the problem or looks at it. If you are talking about the negative aspect of the impact of godfatherism in Nigerian politics or in Nigerian democracy, you see people may have a good leader, or somebody maybe that is serving the interests of the people he is representing or he is leading. But because he's not in the good books of those godfathers, that person will be eliminated, or that person may happen to be to lose his bid for that particular election or for the position he has been aspiring. So this is the problem. And not only that, sometimes maybe a particular project or a particular idea or initiative that could serve the interests of people sometimes would be blocked by some people who happen to be the godfathers. Maybe especially when it happens that the project or the idea does not match or does not tie with what they want, or cannot serve their interest. So in that situation, they will try to make sure that it did not succeed, because if it succeeds, then it's their own failure, and all they want is their own success, not the success of their own interest. So in this case, these are some of the negative aspects in which godfatherism affects Nigerian politics or democracy. However, if the leaders could stand on their own, or maybe if the constitution could be changed in a way that somebody now can produce himself, or people can produce somebody and not under any platform of a political party, I think the impact of godfatherism, especially the negative, will subside. And we have seen a recent case in Edo State, where he's serving as a sitting governor, lose his bid in his own political party. After all, he has won election and he is there, and he is there, as a governor under that political party, under that political party. And after spending the first term, and now he is looking for second term, and you could not get it. And what analysts and other people are saying, if you read the media, they say that because they are not in good terms with political godfather. And so you can see, okay, now suppose the people of Edo are satisfied with the actions or with the style of leadership of this particular person, and now he has lost the ticket of his earlier or his former political party. He has now gone to another political party. Suppose this man now lose. What do you think? Is it a failure to the side of the godfathers or to the people of Edo? Certainly to the people of Edo. If the man has been doing right and now he lost it because he's not in the good books of his godfathers, if what people are saying is true. So this is the problem. And sometimes, as I said, you cannot detach godfatherism from Nigerian politics, because one has to be produced by a political party, and this political party has leaders and has people that are answering the name of the party, or that are making the party to be what it is. So there is no way, I think, you can separate the two in Nigerian context.
Doctor, 2023 is approaching. How do you think godfatherism will affect the primary election for the both two leading political parties, that is APC?
You mean the two leading parties? Are you talking about PDP and APC?
Yes, sir.
Well, godfatherism actually will affect it, because it has been affecting since 1999. We'll see where people will like a particular candidate, but he will not get the ticket because the godfathers or the kingmakers of the party are not in good terms with him. And so I don't think if it will change anything, it will change now. I think the trend continues, and as I said, our democracy is growing, and we hope one day, very soon, things will change for the good. But for now, certainly the primary elections of these political parties, for whatever position, will be affected by this godfatherism, because that's why you see sometimes when leaders become or take whatever position they were aspiring, you see they will see that they tilt more to their godfathers than the masses, because what they truly believe is that if they satisfy their godfathers, they'll continue to get the ticket and they'll continue to win election, whether or not the masses are interested. Because in Nigeria, not the masses that do the election. It's not the masses. It's not the masses. Masses only choose between the people selected by some very few. During primary election, very few persons select or produce a candidate. Let's say I am contesting for a particular post or position. Maybe 1,000, 2,000 delegates will come maybe and cast their votes in favor of one of the many contestants, isn't it? So no matter the number of the voters that in the secondary election, that is, suppose somebody is aspiring for a position of a governor, for example, you see somebody is produced by, let's say, hundreds or 1,000 or 2,000 delegates, but millions will come and line up and vote. So all their voting will be between the 2 or 3 or whatever, and a few persons selected by very few people. So that's why I say it's not the masses that vote people in Nigeria. Those delegates are the ones that produce the candidate. So the masses have option only within those people produced already by the delegates. Therefore, if this is the case, so these delegates now are the godfathers, and in this situation, those power brokers of every political party, will have a particular share of a number of delegates that will go and decide who is going to take this ticket or who is going to take that ticket, and they tell them who they are going to produce. So in that situation, godfathering will still continue to work, and not only at the primary election, but also in the secondary election too. Because when somebody comes, he is campaigning, let's say he has gotten the ticket of a particular party, and he is now campaigning before the general election or before the secondary elections, you will see that there are some people that are not identified with any political party. But especially now, if you go to remote areas in villages, particularly as I know from in my own side, we are all from different constituencies. You will see that there are some people are are merchants, some are just businessmen, some are farmers, some are this, some are that, some are even civil servants. But if they are not in your support, forget it, you have lost election already. Do you understand? So in that situation, you see at the primary and at the primary and secondary election, godfathering is still there, and it will continue to play a role. It will continue to influence. So unless when we have a mature democracy where people will do things based on merit, not based on personal whims and interest, only that's when we will have maybe fairer this. And in 2023 general election, I think in the same scenario we are going to have. Now people are now campaigning within their party, power brokers and members to win their support, so that when it is time for primary election, that very person will get the ticket, and eventually now he'll be fielded for secondary election, and among them then the masses will now come and choose one. So that's what is happening actually. So I don't think if 2023 will have a different face. Godfatherism is there, and it will also make an impact in the 2023 primary and general elections, and secondary elections, of course.
Doctor, what can you predict in the next coming general election between the two powerful political parties, that is PDP and APC?
Well, as a layman, or as a just ordinary citizen or analyst that sees politics from afar, from a distance, these two political parties, if they maintain their strength as they are right now, if one of them or all of them do not disintegrate, certainly nobody can predict what will happen in 2023 general elections. But I have the belief, personally I have the belief that Nigerians now have open eyes. Their eyes are now opened. So many things that were used before to win elections may not work this time around. And it all depends on the candidates produced by these political parties. Because in Nigerian politics, as I told you, even the masses, even if you don't consider the aspect of Godfatherism, you see there is issue of tribe, there is issue of geopolitical zone, there is issue of religion, there is issue of this, there is issue of that. So all these things will determine who will become what in the 2023 general elections, particularly if you are talking about presidential election. Now, I don't think if these political parties, will have a muzzle fight, but because each political party now will try to produce somebody that they think can be sold easily, or that will be accepted by majority of Nigerians, or will have the popularity among the Nigerian masses and voters. So I don't think if one can predict. It all depends on who is produced by this party or who is produced by that party. But I am sure we may see surprise. We may see surprise in 2023 general elections, because as I told you, the political parties now are having a certain difficulty. Both PDP and APC are now having some kind of difficulty on who to produce and where to produce that candidate. Should he come from the north? Should he come from the south? And what will happen? And if one political party now produce a candidate from the north and another party produce another person from the south, then now that is complete, because we will assume that, okay, southerners now will concentrate on this candidate and northerners will concentrate on this candidate if the northerners are united as the southerners are. But all the same, it all depends on the person that people think, yeah, he can do what they want, or he can take them to the promised land. Now people are complaining of this, are complaining of that, and how sure are we that the person we are going to elect in 2023 general elections, will do, or will give us what we are aspiring, or will give us what we have been demanding from these leaders, which we think now we couldn't get. And if you see somebody trying in one area and failing in one area, that will you expect another person to come that will fill the other vacancy, or where the other person fails, so that this particular person you are trying to produce now will do what you want in that particular area. So in 2023 general elections, when the parties now mess up to produce an unpopular candidate, or somebody that cannot be accepted maybe by virtue of his antecedent of his past records, or somebody that could that is only popular in a particular area, or somebody that has no good record to advertise him with, then I don't think that political party will find it easier. I can't say they won't win, because in Nigeria, because I've been seeing surprises where you expect Mr. A to win, but unfortunately or surprisingly Mr. B wins, but they will not find it easy. So the political parties, I think, unless if something diverts their attention, or if they are carried away by some certain sentiment or some certain emotions, but if they can do the needful, I think they will concentrate, or they will emphasize on producing a very credible candidate, so as they can sell him to Nigerians, and Nigerians will accept him, and that's when we'll have a true democratic election in 2023. But to predict who wins or who loses, I don't say I can do this prediction actually. But as I said, what I believe is It all depends on the candidates produced by the parties.
Okay, Doctor, with this we are going to say we have come to the end of today's program. We would like to say thank you for joining us, and we wish next time when you receive our invitation, you'll be here with us in the studio. Lastly, we would like to say thank you once again on behalf of our guest, Dr. Umar Muhammad Kani, and me, the presenter Abbas Adam Abbas, saying goodbye.